Mr. Criminal on Air Live, the Crime Family Network podcast, the most realest and active podcast on the West Coast.
I'm on an all Death Row soundtrack called Deep Cover. Nickel Slick Nigga is on that soundtrack, the same soundtrack that actually blew Snoop up. So they knew the flavor. They were riding for them, we were riding for Death Row. They were saying certain slick shit, we were saying slick shit because we felt we had more right to say it. Y'all took some of our shit. It's years later, it's different. But back then, that was the mindset. And we used to tell Easy, man, we got to defend ourselves. So I did one of the coldest diss records ever created. A lot of people don't know that, you know what I'm saying, called Don't Bite the Funk. That was on Funk Upon a Rhyme, one of the coldest albums I ever did, one of the most memorable songs that was played at Eazy-E funeral and Pac was No Pain, No Gain, off Funk Upon a Rhyme. Wow. So we were going at them like, don't bite our shit. We was like, y'all biting our shit. And they dissed us on a cut called Blunts and Tangeray. That's when you first heard Dog Pound then. Because then they got adopted to the group. And if you ride with your homies, feel me, homie, you riding with your homies. And we get it back then. So we went through that. Eazy-E passed, left a stain on our motherfucking game because all the assets was held up. There was some old shit going on, put it like that. And I used to just, it was like, it's time for me to leave. So in night, you know, when Easy passed, me and Yella hooked up and we went over to Scotty Brothers to did One More Nigga to Go. This is for the E, a real cop to city G. That's when I did that song because I felt Eazy-E died. It was time for me to go. I have my attorney, Mr. Daniel Stewart, deal with them later because he was my attorney at the time. So once that had happened, I would go to a lot of studios, and I ain't exaggerating, 10 times out of 10, they say, man, put this shit on. Cocaine shit is fuego on me. Shit fire. I like this funk shit, whatever I was doing, or whatever. You know, and it kind of created a safe haven and kept me afloat because I had kids to feed, man. Me and my Novia had kids to feed. And the assets is frozen from Ruthless. So I would work. Then I had a chance for my homeboy to get out of jail, my little bro, who started off with us, and Digital Underground, #1. He was the first one who ever said G-Funk on record before anybody thought about it. And that was the great late Tupac.
Wow.
So we hook up with him. I'm like, I got my second win. Me, Spice One, Ant Banks. We go do a song with Ice-T on Sunset Plaza with his house that used to be on Sunset Plaza in the hills with the Shark Tank. We go do that. We stand at the Madrian. This is a year later after Eazy-E passed. Feel me? So we see him on Sunset, and then we like, that look like Pac, little peanut head nigga. Like a Pac right there. We see him pull over to the side. We was like, what's up? So we pull over to the Madrian. I go dip somewhere. Pac, Spice One called me again. We go over to his house in Sherman Oaks. And I remember like it's yesterday. Sherman Oaks, we over at Pac's house, and he said, man, I want to do a song, right? So I'm on the piano playing. Sometimes I feel like my day is coming. Won't you free my mind? Free my mind. Free my... Because he always liked that type of life and death song. You were inspired by us. You know what I mean? So, boom, a phone call. It's Quincy Jones' daughter. He on the phone arguing with her. And it's, rest in peace, Gaddafi. Couple of the outlaws in there, and we right off, his house was off Sherman Oaks, yeah. So we go to Canal. He said, I got a song, man, I want to come up with, and Fortune and Fame. So me and Spice One on the original song, on the last song Tupac ever recorded was Fortune and Fame with the Outlaws, Kokane, Spice won.
Wow.
So he was like, I want y'all to come to the movie set, Loving the Bullet. I want you to meet crazy ass Jim Belushi. So we go to downtown LA on 3rd Street. We go mash up there, kicking it with him, doing all this shit. He said, I'm going to New York, but then when I come back, I want you niggas to ride with me, you and Chico. We were actually supposed to be out in Vegas with Pac, but I had a record to promote with Yella called One More Nigga to Go. And I couldn't do it because I had a cut called For Riders Only. For Riders Only. Had that out. You know what I mean? And it's like, bam, the next day, after he go to Vegas, and I know I'm talking.
No, I love it. I love it.
The next day after you go
Kick
to
your game,
Vegas,
Kokane.
you know, I get a phone call. I'm in Santa Monica. That's where Scotty Brothers, you know, mob guys. Scotty Brothers was out there at the office. So a lot of businesses is in Santa Monica, right? So I'm talking to B Legit because that's my guy. Shout out to B Legit.
The Hemp Museum,
MNE
legendary.
40.
Yes, sir.
So he's like, man, Pac gone. And I thought he was like, man, what the fuck you talking about? It's like, nah, man, Pac gone. They got him. So I look on the news and I'm like, damn. And I couldn't help it, man. Any real motherfucker know how to crack a crocodile tear for their homeboy. Crocodile tear just cracked down my eyes, and I was just so sick on me. Because he asked us to be there. He asked us to join the nation. And here I am after Eazy-E died. Now my homeboy Pac died.
Damn.
So now I had to go venture off again.